Right, so now that your emails are created, we are actually ready to start building this website. This part can also always be fun, but it's also important that while we're busy doing this, that we actually take the time to just familiarize ourselves with the WordPress platform and what is actually going on. Updating settings, we've already done that actually. So let me close all of these and let's just hop into it straight away. Alright, so everything is pretty self-explanatory on the WordPress dashboard. The dashboard will take you home. This is what it looks like. Some various information of your entire website can be listed here. You can come up here to screen options. You can select or deselect any information that you would like to show yourself or not show yourself. Right, at any point in time you can change that and it really just disappears that fast. Okay, so there is an option for you. Posts. Media is where all your things are going to lie. Posts is similar to a page, but it's things you'll use as a blog, so informational set only. Pages are the displays of everything, and we'll go over that in a little bit more detail in a little bit. There are comments where users will comment. The appearance section where you can set themes and customize the website on the other section, like for the brand kit and things. The plugin install section, the user create section which you would have already used if you are creating for a client. The tools section which we won't touch too much. And the settings section which we will also not touch too much on because there's not really much to do there. Maybe perhaps you want to set a different way of permalinking the site, so the way it looks in the URL. You might want to change that going forward, but that is not necessarily a necessity for you to change. Right, so we'll just take note here. The plugins that I have and that we are going to run through are all the staple plugins that I do as the bare minimum framework for a functioning website. Okay, so that means that you can install whichever plugins you want. These are ones that I only recommend, and these are the ones that's in my webstack. If you are going to follow the way we do it, you have to follow all the steps in the webstack as well. That is very important. You cannot use part of it here and part of it there, because that will create breaking in the site, and I won't be able to assist you going forward if you do contact me. All right, so first things first, we are going to add an activity log onto our website. The reason why we do this, if we are building for another client, very important, we want to always be on our alternative page when we are working for the client. The activities log will allow us to monitor all the activity going forward onto the site, which will then also have our back going forward. So let's say, for example, people query and they say all the time, oh, but you haven't done this and that. You can actually pull an active activity log and show these are the people that have, and you can see these are the people that have logged in onto the site and what they have changed and things. So let's say, for example, the client might break the site, thinking they are smart, logging into the WordPress. You could then follow and track and trace your steps backwards, and also prove that actually you did not log in or you did log in, and you can see exactly what steps was taken. Okay, so I think it's very important. Here you can set settings for how long you would like to keep the database running for, etc. Okay, I'm not gonna go through every single plugin in depth, but I just want you guys to take note of the reasons why we install the certain plugins that we do install. Okay, the next plugin we are going to install is also going to be from the WordPress dashboard section. We're going to click the search icon on the right top hand side, and we're going to type in ASE. Alright, this one, admin and sites enhancements. What this does is it allows you to hide certain things and certain aspects of the site away from the client that they don't need to see or use. Also to make things look a little bit smoother, and all those things. Okay, so these are the two free plugins that we are not necessarily that is part of the webstack, but we don't need the pro versions of. Alright, My main personal favorite things that I like to activate here. Here you'll see there's an option for you to duplicate the content if you wanted to duplicate pages and things. So this is a good thing to have. We are going to come here to disable components. We are going to turn off all the updates for this website going forward, and we are going to hide all admin notifications, and I'm going to hit save. Those are my two main things that I want to activate with this plugin. Okay. There are all sorts of other things that you can activate here. You can rearrange the menu. You could like I said, you could activate duplication. You could actually add in custom CSS. You could disable other components of this website. There's some utility. You can add it into a maintenance mode. There's lots of different things that this tool allows us, but those are the two main features that I personally like to have activated going forward. And we'll go in more depth as to why we like to do that here at building websites. Alright, back to the plugin section. And now we're going to get to the meat of it all. So now we are going to start installing from our own personal webstack. So what you're going to have to make sure you did is that wherever you got the link from us when you purchased the site, you're going to go in, make sure that you download the file for yourself onto your onto your desktop or onto your notepad or on a hard drive or wherever, so that you have it externally for yourself and that you can actually also have it for yourself and not have to access the cloud consistently to get the files. Okay, so I have downloaded the webstack and I'm just going to go to choose files, and you'll see here I've got my building website, my webstack. We're going to go to shared webstack staple. Here is everything we are going to need. Alright, so the first, we are now at step 4.3 and it says wordpress and activated license. I did my best to make sure everything is in order. So you can see here it says install first the wordpress. We are going to go ahead and click the install button and let's install. Okay, some of this will take a little bit of a while, and during that I would like do my best to give some added tips and tricks as to how the nuances of all of these things work. Okay, but what's important to know is that the less questions you ask, the better it might just be regarding the plugins and how it's possible. Okay, but just know that if you download it onto your own device and you have it, and then so be it. But it's important that you install all the plugins as we are going to show in the order we do them, so that there's no crashing and that there's nothing in between that can cause bugs for you going forward. Okay, so we have activated now the first plugin from our personal stack. We are going to ignore the get license part. There's a little cross arrow here on top. We're just going to click that. Okay, we're going to come back to the plugin section. We're already at the plugin section. We're going to just click add plugin, upload plugin, choose file. Okay, second, here's the activator. We're going to install it and we are going to activate, and boom, there it's activated. Alright, so now you have wordpress. So now we're going to click on wordpress. It's going to ask you to do multiple things. There's tours. You could take the tours so that you could understand the entire process. I'm just going to run through everything real quick, just so that I can actually get through the tutorial. So we are going to download this document file, which is the backup file for the site on the bare bones as it is, and that's going to allow us to continue. And this is just to optimize and then enable the firewall. Alright, so once we've done that, we'll go back in there. It will allow us now to download another install, and then boom, it should say 100% afterwards. Okay, back to the plugins. Add a plugin, load, choose the file, go back to the staple stack. Now we are doing Elementor. We are going to install this. We'll see here. We'll install this one first. Let's just check something here. Install the one first that doesn't say Pro. And at any point in time, guys, if you don't understand any of the standard operating procedures, please feel free to contact us at info or nev at buildingwebsites.co.za. Send me an email, get in contact with me via TikTok, whichever platform you use. Get a hold of me. Let's solve these problems together. Alright, so we're installing Elementor, the most one of the most popular plugins to build with. This is what makes it super easy for us to actually use a block builder and get all the work done as efficiently as possible. Just once you finish that install and you activate it. Okay, so we have activated Elementor. We're just going to come back here to the install. Going to add. I'm going to do the same process over and over. Very monotonous, guys. So at some point in time, I'm going to just pause everything and just install and go via everything as it's set up here. You will see some things we will ignore, like the optional file. But to be honest with you guys, this is very simple things, and we are not going to do the same thing over and over and over again. We want to get the concept of how to install, what the install is, how to follow the rules correctly, so that we don't constantly do the same work over and over and repeat ourselves. Okay, we have Elementor installed now, which is brilliant. Now it's time to add a theme. Okay, so once Elementor is added and you've added the pro versions, we are now going to install a theme into our website. Okay, so we're going to come here to themes. We are going to be installing the Astra theme. So we're going to be clicking add theme. It should be one of the first ones to pop up here. Here it is. Install. Okay, it's very important that you come to themes to install this first, and we'll go through all of those things. If you want to understand a little bit more about everything, you must just make sure you're reading the standard operating procedures, because at any point in time, all the steps and the explanations to why the steps are also listed here for you guys. Alright, so that should be installed in a second. Alright, and then we're going to activate. Boom, activated. Then we are going to come back to our plugins, add a plugin, upload plugin, choose the file. Back to the staple webstack, we're going to find the Astra add-on plugin. We're going to open that up and we are going to install. This is going to allow us premium features on our theme. So now not only are we going to have the basic features available to our theme, but we're going to be able to add all the extras as well. Alright, so very important. So we are just going to install this. And then obviously when it's done, we'll just click activate. Boom, and then it's activated. Very simple. Add plugin onto the next one. Upload plugin. Choose file. Now we are looking for the WP Rocket plugin. This Pro plugin allows you to cache and make sure everything stays static, and then it keeps a repository in the user's browser, so next time they come, the data is already there and it can load much faster. Okay, very good plugin, and we'll look at how we can optimize those settings later on once we have actually completed the website and we look at the bottom section of things. Okay, same thing once again. Plugin will install, unzip, unpack. All we're going to do is just wait for that and then click the activate button. Okay, it might seem that we are running through this, but this is actually how quick this can go. Right, next we are going to add a plugin. But this time we are going to add integration for Elementor forms. This plugin can be found in the search, and it's very important to actually search for the correct plugin when we are doing these types of plugin searches. Okay, we are looking for this one right here. We're going to install, and later on we will be integrating this with API keys in order for us to be able to do email marketing for the website. This is where this section, this is for this plugin, will actually allow us to do internet marketing, email marketing, using Elementor forms. People will fill the forms in, etc. All right. Okay, look at us, we're moving through, and we're almost pretty much there. All right, next, if you are going to create a e-commerce store, this is where that section comes in now, and we're just going to add the plugins. We're not going to look at uploading the product just yet. We will look at that in a later stage. Okay, so at the moment we're just going to come here, we'll type in WooCommerce. We'll just type in Woo, and that should actually allow us to, we should find it here, it should be the first one to pop up. And this is where I'll just start saying that if you are going to sell a product online, you need to ensure that you have your payment gateway integration things set up as well. So I personally would recommend either Yoko, or we would use PayFast in South Africa. I'm not sure where you are. If you are in the other countries, you might want to use PayPal, Stripe. I'm not sure what would be your preferred payment gateway. So please make sure in whatever region you are that you are using the best payment gateways that is available in your own country and in your local area. For us South Africans, it would be the Yoko plugin as well as the PayFast plugin. So you just go to Yoko, sign up an account, and they would then give you the ability to register a gateway and then integrate the links and the keys. Okay, so there are also some information over here on the SOPs regarding that. So make sure that you familiarize yourself with if you are going to sell something on the site, how to install and integrate that payment gateway as well. Obviously, when we come to our product section of uploading for the PDF everything part, we'll have a look at how all of that works, as we are going to as I will be showing you guys step by step. But of course, this part requires external work onto PayFast, onto Yoko, where documentation submission is important. So you need to make sure that you have either your business details or the details of the bank account, the ID of the person required to have those IDs, all those sensitive documentation. So how you handle that with the client, we'll end up discussing that at the end. I personally make my clients do that themselves, and I just kind of assist and guide them through that. Okay, WooCommerce is only finished installing now, so we'll just click activate. And yeah, it said here, note that if the client does not verify the account with banking details, company registration documents, and ID documents, then Yoko will have payout issues, but the website might still process the payment. So there can also be other payment gateways that don't even give you that option as well specifically. Okay, so you just need to make sure that you understand the rates and all of those things of the payment gateway, so that you can actually capture data and transactions successfully. Right, now that we've installed WooCommerce, we can skip the setup guide. We are going to say I'm going to just put in where I am in South Africa, Gauteng. I'm just going to set up the store really quickly. And you don't have to worry too much about this at the moment. I'm just showing you all the fundamentals of plugin installation. You'll see up here it says coming soon because the store is not available to anyone. We'll go back to plugins. Alright. And now we're going to add plugin. If you have the payment gateway ready to go, this is where you will install it now. If not, you'll just follow along further with the tutorial. We are on step 4.11 now, and this is where we will be adding the Google map, the Google site map. So you could just type in site kit onto the search. Okay, you can install it, and we're not going to bother installing or setting up any of this now, as that comes later in step 6 actually. Alright, so we're just at the moment, once again, just installing all the plugins required to make sure that the site is going to run successfully. Okay, and activate. Alright, next we are installing Rank Math Pro, which would be the search engine optimization plugin. Upload, choose file, Rank Math Pro, install, done. And that's it, guys. Very simple. We have basically finished. You'll see there are a few other plugins maybe, but we are not necessarily going to use it. Those are all optional. And just for the fun of things, I'm going to throw in a bonus pro plugin into the staple bag that I think is good enough for everybody to use. But yeah, we'll see now. Let's just activate the rank map. And we are not going to bother with any of the settings for any of the plugins. Okay, so you should have all of these set up. Let's install one more awesome one that I actually like, and I didn't add onto the SOPs because it's a little secret of mine. But of course, I'm here to give you the source. You're going to find Filebird. Okay, this is a plugin that allows you to create folders for your media files, for different backgrounds, for the logo, so everything can stay organized and it's not just one media dump onto the WordPress itself. And you're welcome. Alright, and with that, we are going to pause it right there. Okay, guys, and we're going to call it for now. When we come back, we are actually going to look at how are we going to create pages, set up the menus, edit some things with Elementor, and all the fun things. We're going to add the logo to the site. We are actually now going to be, after this, we will be making the website look like something. And then before we know it, we'll be integrating our email marketing. We'll be creating pages, and before you know it, we are integrating Google. And then after that, we are integrating API keys. And then guess what, guys? The site's built. So there's a couple of more, probably like another hour or so, that we will be breaking up in pieces for you guys, obviously. But there's probably like another full hour worth of class left. And then we are all set, so we are excited when we get back we will be uploading logos, um, editing pages, and actually working on the website. So stay tuned for that, guys.